Okay. Okay. Twitch. You know, this is always going to be so weird if somebody's actually watching the VOD, just seeing me doing reaffirming messages to make sure everything's working. And boop. Let's boogie. That's a bit. Of course, immediately. One goal, one priority. Welcome to Twitch chat, where being timed out is considered the highest honor. Mods incinerate this big tail motherfucker. Do I have it set up so people can only do it once per stream? I legitimately do not remember. What are we going to have a timeout called at this point? You want to be timed out for free? Now you gotta work for your timeout. It's only once per stream. Nice. Well, let's go to the bondage cult. That's going in a quote book. I'll leave that there for a minute. How's everybody's days going? How y'all doing? I am tired. I joined in on Bondage Gold. You're welcome. I did a little bit of track work off stream. I added a tiny bit of extra track at the end here. I'm very glad I did, because that totally would have derailed just a second ago. So I have 15 engines, or not 15, God, sorry, 5 engines ready right now. We have the passenger train. We have the local mixed. We have mine number 3, and we have the switcher, the goob, and then we have the mixed that's going to be heading back downhill. Heyo, Ginger, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Due to the sheer number of engines that I'm planning on juggling today, I'm going to have a rule where I can only limit myself to 10 on the speed throttle. I can't go any higher than 10. Because if I try to do anything more, you know I'm going to multi-track drift and derail every 5 seconds. Like, it's going to happen. Speed of 10.1, illegal. Not allowed. I had no idea you can make your own layout in this. That's the entire game, though? Like, How did you not know you can make a layout in this? The entire point is that you can make your own layout. Oops, that is not the right engine. I'm gonna be doing that a lot. Juggling 5 throttles is a lot, but you know what? It's for the content. It's for the funny. We gotta do it. I didn't even think of something else. What's the car game? I don't know car games. I'm a boat YouTuber. I'm sorry, I can't help you there. Alright, that's at the station. We can bring her to a stop. What's the VR game? You mean Derail Valley? Also, this one is a VR game. I'm just not playing it in VR because, Jesus Christ, my VR headset sucks. These are clearly snowmobiles, not boats. Man, I wish we had a snowmobile. It'd be really cool to have a snowplow on one of these trains. I mean, on the boats. Clearly boats. Passenger train is good to go. And while we're at it, let's also get the mixed running.
Yes.
Train juggling time. I love to time myself out as the highest honor a man can give. I legitimately do fear some days that you guys have started cults. So why is that train multi-track drifting? Nah, whatever. It'll come back together once it reaches the end of the siding. We're fine. Foxes in my head have collectively chosen to refer to the C-17s you're using as chucks. As long as these aren't the Mario Sunshine Pianta chucks, all is good. All is not good. What the hell is going on over here? What? Well, that's certainly a thing. What? Well, I guess this is as good a reminder as any to check your switches, folks. If you said anything in response to my message, I didn't hear it because I was in an ad break. Don't worry, I was just commenting on Chucksters from Super Mario Paper Sunshine. I don't know, I can't remember the name. RPG, you got a 7. You do not get to time yourself out. I'm sorry. You have failed the quest. I keep forgetting I have a VPN. I got jump scared by a Dutch ad dropping the F-bomb. Nice. That's beautiful. It's the same game when I saw it was a whole layout that you just drive trains. No, it's been a layout where you build. It's been a layout building game since the beginning. can confirm. I found the mods, thanks for the tip. No problem, no problem. Means you can finally drive this tiny little brick friend. Well, I need to move out of the way. The original layout was built by developer cheating, though? Oh, really? Nice. Has this game had anything interesting happen in a while? I've seen it before. There's going to be an update soon that allows for multiplayer. And so that's why I've been picking it up recently. Okay, so we want this guy to go on the inside track. Actually, no, I want that guy to go the outside track. Another Wheel of Pain, you maniacs? Give me time, my friends, my friends. Dream layout. It really is. I rather like how it looks. Also, Evan, you got another 7. This time it was a 2 and a 5 instead of a 3 and a 4. Just stretching, baby. Just got randomly teleported back a minute in time, and so I got confused as to why he started saying the things twice. Look, I've secretly become a Mario Maker developer. Not a troll level developer, a Mario Maker developer, while you guys weren't looking. Okay, we're gonna throw in a handbrake.
Here we go!
How many Wheels of Pain are you guys? Help. I'm gonna have to make it so you can only do 1 Wheel of Pain a stream. I swear. Well, I have bad news, RPG. You didn't get to time out yourself. You got a 1 and a 2. Gonna be getting an H1-3. Ooh, nice, from Toma. Are they shipping to the US again yet? I mean, admittedly, I don't know if you're in the US or not, but... would be fun to grab one. Though, I have to fix up that random H1-3 mechanism that I got the other day. Started here trying to ruin our fun. I'm sorry, you can only time out somebody else. At some point, as part of the gambling, I'm just gonna roll a 6-sided dice, and if it rolls a 6, you guys just don't get the Wheel of Pain. That was a 5. You know what that means, chat. You know what that means. If not, eBay always works for a price. eBay... The scalpers on eBay are so expensive, man. Uh-oh. I missed a station stop on one of my trains. Which is a bit of a problem, because there's another train on the same track. Headed straight for it. And... now it's going... Now chat, we're already at multi-track drifting for multi-train chaos. Let's go. It was only a matter of time. Currently watching Terrier55 Stephanie's video about how he built a miniature railway at his wedding. Oh, dude, that would be so much fun. Just get like a 12-inch gauge. Or like a 7.5-inch gauge line. That would be a blast. You know, I would totally do that. I just have to get the rat out here someday. A 5-inch gauge Dolgok was the official ring bearer. Nice. I'm trying to figure out how to scratch build a Baldwin Twin 12D. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm going to be getting a resin 3D printer on Sunday. That's probably the most exciting news of the day. Is that narrow gauge? It is! You have to get some mods to make it work. But... Another Wheel of Pain? Man, the pain is me at this point. Well, that's a 3. You get to time somebody else out. Also, RPG never chose somebody to time out, so he still has an activation of that left. Also, I can now run ads, and the Wheel of Pain demands something. Say your final words. Yeah, this is gonna be a eulogy, except instead of it being a eulogy, it's just like a hostage crisis. Oh, come on. I really missed the station again? I am so good at this game. God, everybody fighting over who gets the right to be timed out. I love this stream. YouTube is made out of YouTube. Thought it was made out of eggshells. I do know there's a way to make the trains drive themselves. I do too, but from what I'm aware, the method is for like driving trains around like a standard commuter service running, basically. All this just to move 3 trains at once. I'm very talented. Apparently Twitch doesn't like spaghetti. I mean, you're just making me hungry at this point. I've had a terrible breakfast today. I forgot to throw the Switch again. Like the layout you've got there. Thank you, I made this in like 3 hours after I bought the game. It needs scenery, it needs decoration, but... YouTube is spaghetti code. YouTube is so much worse for doing live streams on. It's... ugh. I am not a fan, to say the least. No, we don't need a brake on this one. I'll put brakes on the caboose. And I think we'll drop one of the 2 tank cars here. It's a great way to see how a layout could be. Yeah, it is. Or even just to have a sort of a space where if you don't have the money or the space to actually build a layout, great way to do that too. That's not the button I meant to do. I guess we're just dropping off this front tanker instead. Let's go. It'll be so much nicer when we can actually do multiplayer so that I don't have to juggle 5 trains at once in order to make this feel like a real railroad. Just saying. Like making a layout of it. That is true. Somebody could do like a Thomas the Tank Engine esque thingamajig. Alright, passenger train be sent on the upper track. The freight will go around it. Oh, it's not a passenger train, that's a mixed. Whatever. Mixed train will go on the lower track. I know how to words. Yeah, with all the scenic elements, this would be a decent option for a, for a layout for some sort of, like, machinima-style show, you know? Machinima, yeah. Machinima. Like, I know that that's the name of some, like, group that used to be popular on YouTube for cool gaming clips and whatnot. But what like, a machinima is basically using a video game as a way to create a set for like a movie, a show, a story of some kind. Machine animation, that's what it means? Okay, okay. We've been considering a train-style video series, but set making is very time-consuming. I can imagine, especially on something... In a setting like this, I assume you guys know how to make something work in this game reasonably well, but I fear the editors of things like trains. Things like this. A lot of the time it's like virtual live action. Exactly. Like, isn't red versus blue or a machinima, basically? Why do you have a caboose on the head end? Because basically what I realized was that we didn't have any cabooses up at the mine scene, and we really should. So I'm bringing this one as an extra spare caboose. Is it possible to make a mountain railway in this game? Yes. Yes, it is. There are rack railways. There's rack tracks, rack rails. Should be on the tail end in that case. This caboose aren't usually designed to be pulled through and have weak frames. To be fair, I was just being lazy with its placement and it was on the end of the train already, so... you there. Yeah, we'll pull you through. Lanya. Back her up, hook her up to extra motive power for the hill. Passenger service is almost at the end of the line. I gotta keep track of that. I also have to remember to throw the switch again. God, I'm so good at this game. What kind of scenery are we looking at for this layout? Good question. Also, why the hell did that train... Man. Just man. Why did it go down this track? I'm probably going to be doing something like Colorado-esque. Just because, you know, I've recently been there. And I like the scenery. It is very pretty. My issue with this game, is, to be honest, is it doesn't give you a reason to play it. That's why I like it so much. Because you don't need to do anything. You get to do what you want to do. And I like that. I find that very appealing. Especially after having done so many games like Derail Valley and Railroader and Railroads Online that have very specific goals that push you into a narrow objective that make you do one thing. Don't get me wrong, each is fun in their own right. Each has their own strengths. But sometimes you just need something casual to kick back, to relax, and to have some fun. You should do a quick check out the Gory and Defeated map. I've seen it a couple of times because once it got posted all over the Discord when it first came out, but also last night Cammy showed me around, or was it the other night before? I don't remember. Are you kidding me? Where'd that other dice go? Why did that sucker fall on the floor? Not this sucker. I'm talking about the D6 that just fell to its demise. Wrong track. Nope. Correct track. Just the engine didn't have any wiggle room. Five trades maybe a bit too much for one person. Oh, it absolutely is, but that just adds to the chaos of it all in a good way. I really would love to do the multiplayer at some point, because, like, it would be nice to only focus on one or two trains at a time right now. But so be it. I need the railroad to move. I will make the railroad move myself. Florence and Cripple Creek and Georgetown Loop Fusion, I say, on the looks of said layout. So the loop, that's actually based on, strangely enough, it is very loosely based on Thunder Mesa. It's a long story about how we got to this from Thunder Mesa, but... There's no expensive consequences when a model flies off in the end and breaks into a million pieces. Exactly! Exactly. So that means we can send a big boy to the moon without any consequence. Oh, I didn't throw this switch correctly, I see. What was that noise? Oh, whatever. It's fine. I came over here to observe one derailment that I accidentally caused, and I managed to do 2 more. Let's go, chat. Emperor of the North Pole alternative ending. That's right, I just sawed this caboose in half. And through the power of flex tape, there's nothing I can do to save these poor souls. But I can still advertise the product, it's fine. Oh, hold on, this guy's backwards. Derail speed running. My life in a nutshell. Doesn't matter the game, there's bound to be something broken. Usually more than one something. Either it's the game or your sanity. Exactly! Usually a little bit of both. As a decent enough KSP player, pass me a 20 and I'll send you a locomotive of choice to the moon. $5 tip if you want me to not leave it there. What if I do want you to leave it there? It's like leaving an unwanted... God. That would have been a dark joke, never mind. Little Timmy gets abandoned on the moon, ASMR. We'll leave it for the next time we go to the moon. I mean, we could go to the moon right now if we want. We can launch. Do you have a Dremel tool? Yeah, I got a Dremel tool. I got multiple of them. Most of them are very badly broken, but we've got a few. Hello, T14. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Good thing about rolling line, you can have all the model trains you want in your layout without draining your package. Very, very true. Very true. Aside from the part where the selection can be kind of poor depending on what you're looking for. Like, when it comes to narrow gauge locomotives, there's a reason I'm only running the exact same locomotive in one diesel. Like, the selection is not that good. Oh yeah, hold on, this car's off the tracks, isn't it? There we go, that much better. That is a switch that is thrown underneath the train. Let us not go through that again. Do you know what time it is? Time for someone else to pick a blender. Look, I've already got one of those really fancy ones that could chop your finger off if you put it in there. I also have a blender that got a spoon put in it and launched itself to the moon and just put a hole in the ceiling. That was a fun story. Also a terrible way to put iron in my food. Would not recommend. Emote only, chat. Do we ever find the result? Oh, right. Sorry, my bad. Hold on. What is the results of the wheel? The wheel... Oh, it was a 10. You know what a 10 is, Dom. As you know what? This is as good a time as any to be timed out because somebody just did emote only chat. For the court record, a 10 is time out yourself. Favorite part of this game is that you can just make anything you want, no paywalls. I know, right? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Overshot.
Here we go!
That switch stand needs to be on the outside of the rail. That was a mistake. Dude, so many games have been doing more and more microtransactions, and it's like... What a society we live in. I don't truly have words to capture my emotions off the top of my head. Like, are we really going to nickel and dime people this hard? 17, moving forward. I know the answer is yes, but come on, man. What? I don't think that was how that was supposed to go. Well, chat. If there was ever an opportunity to make a, to have a work train to fix a train you derailed, that would have been a perfect one, huh? Okay. Train 16, train 19, 19, you get to go first because I screwed up. And an ad break. An ad break with emote only chat. Also, I missed a Wheel of Pain. Wheel of Pain results will be after these messages from our corporate sponsors. Oh. Never mind. Maybe they won't be. It's time. Somebody else just rolled a 10. Again. Well. Good thing I'm on YouTube so I can escape the tortures for the Twitch folks. To be fair, I can have it so that if somebody wants to time somebody else out on YouTube, I can do that. It's totally possible. God, I love this game so much right now. Okay, we want to set it, yep, for the turntable. And then 17 as it pulls into the yard. We actually want it on this track. Alright, now that the ads are over, I can do the the Wheel of Pain effect. And I have bad news. You did in fact roll a 10. Oh, I love the Wheel of Pain. Okay, emote only chat. It's done. You guys are saved. It's over. For now. Yeah, for now, until I disable emote only chat multiple times in a stream. Honestly, I might actually just disable emote-only chat overall. It does get kind of tiring to deal with. Yippee ding dong, the witch is dead, baby. Alright, reel her back. But that has to get surprisingly close to fit. That's like clipping into each other. Whatever. Not my problem. So you're set for the inner, you're set for the inner. Let's set you for the outer. I'm gonna focus on one end of the line at a time, I think, just to make my life a little easier. And right now, I want to turn this sucker around. So that's what we're gonna do. This looks cool so far. It is cool. It's a lot of fun so far. I've been enjoying myself a little too much. I fucked up my sleep schedule again after trying to fix it for a few weeks. I might have to go to bed really early tonight to make sure that I don't screw it up again. Sleep is temporary, rolling line is forever. True. After all, it's only $20. No microtransactions, baby.
Boing.
You know, I probably should hydrate. I haven't drank enough today. I didn't drink enough yesterday, and at the end of the day, I got a glass of water. I chugged like 3 glasses of water at once. Self-waterboard. Exactly! I don't know why. I thought I just saw something on the ceiling.
Go.
Un momento, por favor. I want to wait for the train to reach a point where I can take a cool screenshot. Or 3. There we go. One of the dice fell under a table. Oh, that's a 7. You just got stretch. That talk about series is about series plural. I've earlier reminded me that I need to get back to writing my own series. I almost have everything I need to start producing it, but only 5 episodes out of 26 written. See, one nice thing. Oh god, somebody a while back said that we should do a railroader machinima, and this is just reminding me of that. I could. Would be doable. I'm definitely not late. Hi, definitely not late. I'm Dad. Dude, I love this bridge so much. It's so good. Might be cooler to do a rolling line one. Yeah, especially because you kind of have a little bit greater freedom over how things are handled in a way. And in some in some ways you could like justify the edge of the world as part of the show in a way. It's the void. But no, like part of the show's aesthetics. Oh wait, hold on. I need to turn around this entire train, don't I? Because 14, well, that'll be returning. This is going to mine number 5. I would very much enjoy a railroader machinima, but rolling line would work good for shots. Railroader would work good for a variety of rolling stock and ease of setup. This would work better for a little bit more customization options, you know? Since multiplayer will be new, you could have it start with a single driver. Have it expand over time. Well, you know what they say, they breed like rabbits. We want that in the foreground. Yes, okay, tracks are good. I've seen machinimas and everything from railroads online to rolling lines, so any train game can theoretically work. Theoretically. See, the best solution for making a machinima? Make your own train game. Haha! send you up the branch. Problem is, I don't really know what kind of story would be worth telling through a machinima, you know? Oh, that's weird that it wasn't giving me the decouple option there, but whatever, we take those. Are there any other narrow gauge diesels other than the yellow one from the last stream? I'm sure there are, but I haven't really explored mods very heavily, and narrow gauge diesels are not quite my cup of tea, you know? I believe there was an SP number 1. That's like all I know. The yellow Whitcomb is just his favorite. Yes, I must admit, the yellow Whitcomb is awesome. I love it. It also helps that it vaguely looks like the diesel I designed for 3D printing for 0130 recently. Okay, I'm gonna have to pay attention to the train on the branch line soon. That thing's almost at its destination, and that could prove disastrous if I'm not careful. So let's... Okay, so set for this track. I've wanted to do a make into machinima about the narrow gauge engine set into Alaska in World War II. There's going to be a machinima about the history of how the K-28s were on the White Pass in Yukon. They were complained about a lot versus the 460s. Those switches aren't set clear for the main. Which ones? We're fine. I legitimately don't know which switches you're talking about right now. Unless you're talking about that one right there, in which case I know. The plan is that that's the helper engine. I'm going to turn her around. You'll find out when the locos derail. Hell yeah, let's go! More wrecks! Hello, Irish. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. You'll find out if the switches are set right when you find out they aren't and you die. Oh, I did a small goof. This engine was supposed to pick up these cars, and I forgot. Hey, yo, Zero Winter, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I really am gonna have to get some terrain for this layout sometime, huh? I bought rolling line now. Thanks. You're welcome. I should get a mod list for the locomotives that I use at some point. Making me want to get back into this game. Yes, good. Please, the more people that'll join as members that we could actually use to run this save, the better. Currently camping and laying in a hammock. Yes, I know it's fall, but I love sleeping in the cold. Honestly, camping in the fall sounds a little more fun than camping in the summer to me. Simply because, yeah, the cold is nicer. To quote a certain song that might cause trauma responses in some of you from a certain time period, the cold never bothered me anyway. Well, first of all, I forgot that, but where's the passenger? Oh, the passenger train's sitting over there. Never mind. Also worth mentioning about RL mods, most assets are vastly more intricate and flexible than what you'd expect in something like Trains of Raritor. For instance, the 17-foot flat car that magically transforms into an ore car. Exactly! Like, all of these cars right here, those are ore cars right there. Or sorry, those are flat cars. You can just toggle certain traits about them. So you want to have a stake flat, a low gondola, or a high gondola. Go ham, Chief. Speaking of which, I actually need to do the very stupid, silly trick. One, two, three, four. I don't know where I'm putting those, and I don't want to find out. 5, 6. I'm surprised that didn't derail anything, but we take those. Oh, that's where they got placed. Over here on the slope. I want to have a layout and rolling line where it's only locomotives and porters and see how many are needed to get 18 cars up train up a steep grade. Yeah, locomotives only have infinite tractive effort, so like, I'm only doing double headers because I think they're cool. Not because I need to, but because they're nifty. I have over 1K mods, and I think the record is 5,000? Jesus, dude. Holy. Who you want to use what Stir is using right now, go to the Rolling Lung Workshop and search RL30. Yeah, exactly. I think some of this stuff I didn't find through RL30, but like most of it is just RL30 and NG. Can pull a 7-kilometer ore train with this Class 62 if you wanted to. You could pull the entirety of the moon's mass using a Betsy. We could pull your mom with Stephenson's rocket. Touche. She does need a new wheelchair. Single porter pulls an entire main line worth of big boys. See, the thing is, if you have a locomotive attached to another locomotive, they all run at the same time. Multiple unit consisting is literally just, yeah, couple the trains together, 5-head. Oops. Okay, we want uncouple you. Pretty empty yard right now, huh? It's gonna be even emptier soon. TM. Stir should play DG County on Roblox. I have bad news for you. I'm not touching Roblox with a 5-foot pole. The game sounds cool, but Roblox I do not want to support. Somebody recommended it yesterday, and same answer, as always. Alright, how are we holding up? Very slow. I should have uncoupled these cars sooner. Chris Hansen literally has talked about Roblox. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's had these sorts of problems for years, if I'm being honest. I've not been a fan of Roblox for a very long time. Gotta wonder what the longest train ever assembled in this game was. Over 3,000 cars? What? Was bro running on a crypto miner or something? How the hell do you render all of that? Wow. Smaller. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. Minuscule render distance would do the trick. How do you make the slope so gradual? Simple, you just only use the scroll wheel a few times. You like do one tick of the scroll wheel and you call it good. This is what you guys signed up for, right? The low chuffs and slow speed train maneuvers of a narrow gauge railroad. Very much not in its prime. Thanks for doing this stream today. By the way, I needed something comfy to get my mind off things. No worries, no worries. Remind me, I meant to add a DM, a message to that DM with you and Bish today. I forgot to send it. Just little note to put out there. I can forward for you. Nah, I'll send it later. I'll send it later. Just another dream to bring up. Oh wait, hold on, right, we want to go a little farther. There's just something so charming about all this, you know? I don't think you saw the East Broad Top idea I had about having the Eastern Narrow Gauge in a snowy environment. That would work. That would allow us to use those hoppers. Admittedly, we could also just make hoppers eventually. Got a dip. Alright, take care, Irish. Thanks for tuning in, even if only for a short time. And don't die or I'll kill you. Learn Blender, I'll legitimately play you. I could learn Blender. I do have some 3D modeling experience by this point. I could. Soon, TM. First I gotta... First I must move the trains. Just need some scenery and the layout would be finished, right? Yep. The layout, well, maybe some more operating panels, you know, some more panels for figuring out which, like, this mess of track. Like, it's not a bad mess of track, but it'd be so much nicer if you could actually just throw all these switches from one control panel, you know? Uh-oh. Something ain't right with this engine. Why is it going backwards? Wait, is the handbrake on this? Huh. Okay, well that's weird. Maybe I hit like a hotkey for that on accident or something. Also, I totally derailed something up here. That's fine, whatever. The Mine Boys will be mad. It's their problem, not mine. My friend Acadia had a 3985 that started acting like weird like that one day. She took it to the programming bunch to debug and it burst into flames! That's, yikes. Also, I just realized I'm messing up the sequencing there, huh? Okay. That's good. You to that track. 15. Yeah, I need to push you forward. Don't trust an MRC decoder ever. I have bad news. I have an MRC decoder. And it's running better than one of my soundtracks ones. Oh, come on. Every time you push, that happens. Heyo, Rail Raider. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Have you thought about Z-Scale? Z-Scale, there is a list of scales that I don't think I'm ever going to realistically do. And Z is on that list, not for a lack of interest, but because it's one of the in-betweener scales. It just doesn't seem really worth it, you know? Rokuhan Z Shorty. I've already got Rokuhan Z Shorty. I did a micro layout, you guys. Do you not remember? I built a layout for that. Problem with Z is that it really isn't much smaller than N. Yeah, exactly. And T gauge is just like more exciting and more engaging. Start getting into Z-Scale specifically and exclusively for the stern table. True. True. No other reason. If it works, it works. We'll leave 17 in the yard for now. 15 is hooked. Uncouple. Engaging, but tish. I do need to sell more, more N gauge, honestly. Like, I've got a huge collection of this stuff, and I really don't need it all. Has the game's terrain generation gotten better? I have no clue. I've only been focused on the track work since I started playing about 20 hours ago. Actually, how much time have I played for? You guys can't see the Steam overlay, which is good because it's showing Cammy just calling me a bitch. I have played for 22 hours. And 21.3 of those hours were in the last 3 days. Can't you use Blender to make terrain? Yeah, that's why I gotta learn Blender. Also, so I can actually make an engine like the Lawndale, because I love the Lawndale. Alright, throw that forwards. 7, we can speed you up a little bit. 7... I think 7's gonna be mixed. Actually, no. 7's gonna have a caboose on the end. Got 2,188 hours in Railroader. I have... Railroads Online. I have over 8,000 hours in, Splatoon. between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. In fact, I'm probably closer to 10 grand at this point. Oh, hold on. Did I send this down there? I did send that down the right track. Perfect. Oh, also, between streams, I finally added the railroad name to some rolling stock. Mostly just the cabooses and the passenger cars, but hey, it's something, right? Rather happy with how that turned out. For hours in Railroad, it's not much, maybe about 4,416 hours. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh wait, hold on, wrong switch. God dang it. That's the wrong button. You know, I might need to speed cap these engines at a lower speed step, because I only like running them so fast, you know? Can the standard gauge you interchange with we the CB&T? You want to CB&T? C and BT, my bad, sorry. Alright, boys, everybody get scissors, and RPG is our target. Go ham. You know where I live? I don't actually know where you live, because you actively hid your address every time you shipped something to me, you nerd. I'll give it Yeah, that's right, baby. Let's dox. It's the internet. That sounds like a great idea. Oops, wrong button. Oops. One of these days, I will get used to the controls. Might take a while, but one of these days. It's dinner time, eating chili dogs for the second time today. That's it, everybody. We know RPG's secret identity now. RPG is secretly Sonic. Specifically, the fast food chain. Wait, hold on, we need to get that deeper. That's what she said. Chili dogs? Is it regular chili dogs or chili cheese dogs? I cannot answer this question for you. I am sorry. I do not have the information to make this Sonic accusation all the more reliable. So that's set there. This is set that way. Does this mean I can finally get to running the engines on this side of the line to get this train sorted out? It's been half a decade. It's been a century. Always think you're going to pick the switch when you stop a scale inch beyond the points. That's something I've been a little bit afraid of, but I've unlearned it, and I've gotten used to not throwing the switches, or throwing the switches under the trains and just calling it a day. Okay, we can finally get to moving this sucker around. Just for that, I'm gonna stop a scale inch away from literally every switch that I possibly can. Why did it throw a second time? Ideal chili dog is cheese, chili, and onions. No mustard, but as for me, I'm having Greek food tonight. I'm probably just having chicken and rice tonight. Just getting the usual. What's on the other side of the tunnel that goes through the wall? Maybe it's the other tunnel portal. I don't know, though. I haven't looked behind the wall there. We have the rats have been too feisty. Okay, so it was this flat car and this tanker. No, these two flat cars that we pulled out. Okay. You can be assured I'm not secretly Sonic the Hedgehog because I can't do raw dog lemon juice like it's nothing. Nice. Oops. Pro tip, pay attention to where your switches are set. Oh, God. I even recognized that this was thrown the wrong way, and I just didn't do anything about it. Can you put a snowplow on the Whitcomb? Not that I'm aware, unfortunately. I do not know of any snowplows in the game. Which, hey, maybe that's what the first Blender thing should be, huh? Oh, it's a painter? That's pantographs. Oh, there we go. I don't think that works. Sneaking suspicion. Can I put one on one of these? No. Damn. I was trying to delete this. Put one of the giant plows on it, but then it would be floating in midair and it'd look terrible. Oh god. I swear, I'm gonna have so many pictures to use for stream thumbnails for such a long time, and I haven't even reached a point where I've started decorating. Alright, the goob. No, stop! Why? Game, please, I'm trying to uncouple. The plow is like in Gmod. That plow is the kind of thing that you would see in a random trains video from 2006, where the guy just uses it to absolutely annihilate literally everything in his path because he thinks it's funny to launch things into space. There's another photo opportunity. This town is gonna get a little chaotic soon. I'm starting to realize. Because the passenger train's coming up. There's gonna be another freight train following her. Oh boy. Wish me luck, chat. Have you considered trying Linux as an alternative operating system to Windows? You think I... Do you not think I know about Linux? Like... I don't know. I don't think I've met anybody who hasn't at the very least heard of Linux. The only reason I'm not converting to Linux? Too many programs are only for PC. Way too many. I have Linux PCs, but I guess the railroad has the dinner rush. I mean, kind of, yeah. We gotta get everything done in time so that I can do dinner. So that I can commit food. on. We want you still in the tracks over there. Why did I not throw the switch? I mean, I guess that's kind of a good thing, because I don't want to do it that way, but... But it's the realization, because my banana count ends with a 9, I could theoretically save up to 8, 6, 7, 5, 309 bananas? What's that for? What's that a reference to? Is that like a number in pi? Isn't that from an 80s sign? 80s song, not 80s song. He doesn't know Jenny's number. Look, you think I know music from the 80s? I listen to hard dubstep for fun. Not that stuff. Hard dubster. Wait, hold on. Switches. We are set. All the way through down to this yard. Gotcha, gotcha. And it's set for a good track. To be entirely fair, the entirety of my context for pop songs and pop music is Neil Cicereggia's mouth moods, mouth dreams, mouth whatever. That is the entire context that I have for basically any pop song. That's a little too close. I think I'm gonna have to hold the freight at Lemon. Yes, I named this place Lemon. I couldn't think of anything better, so I decided, you know what, why not? I think we're gonna have to hold the freight at Lemon, and yeah. I'm also gonna have to hold the passenger train short for just a moment so I can get this diesel around, but I only remember it because a movie had a villain's passcode to a boat that was the same number? What was this? Like the Sonic movie? That sounds like something Eggman would do. Are you kidding me? Forgot the name of the movie. It was all over the place. Everything everywhere all at once? I know that's a much more modern movie. Shut up. Hey, I get to watch your... My what? Are you watching my dog? Are you watching me? Actually, can you watch the dog? Needs attention. I don't think Forrest Gump has any Boast passcode scenes. Clearly you just don't remember. Clearly you don't own an air fryer. I hate it when the game just randomly does that in the middle of a train running. What do you mean something coupled together? The main thing is about the movie is that 3 or 4 villains needed virgin blood, and the main character had, like, after the halfway point. The main thing is that the main character stopped being a virgin at some point, and so the villain's plan is foiled. I'm confused. Seriously? Wow. Okay, well, I know what we need to do for movie night someday. Sounds like an Austin Powers movie plot. That would be hilarious if it was Austin Powers, but I don't think that was Austin Powers. Okay, interesting. That is the engine I last selected. That is a switch that needs to be thrown. Alright, 1 train out of our hair. Let's go. 1 of 70. I'm back? Hi, back. I'm Dad. Greb back. Greg back? Did you kidnap Greg's back? Did you just steal it out from under him or something? If so, nice. He's an oblivious little piece of shit. Hi, Greg back. I'm Greg front. Could you... This sounds like something out of Saul Goodman. Or Better Call Saul, I guess I should say. TLDR for what happened to me while I was away. Is that the end of the TLDR, or is more coming? Literally zilch. Literally nothing. Feels kind of weird that all the trains are on this end of the railroad. Like, what do you mean I've actually completed most of my work? I'll probably go for another hour, by the way. I'm going to keep streaming until my father gets home. He's going to be going out tonight, so I have to worry about what the dinner plan is, and I thought I'd talk to him about that, you know? God, I need a P1L so bad. S so bad. Welcome to the club! But I've also got to deal with those finances I showed you the other day. I think those are a little more important. Is this a custom layout? It is. It's one that I built in probably about, like, 6 hours. In case it wasn't obvious, the groundwork is a little bit unfinished. But I've got a vision for it. Did I really just knock that car off the tracks? This is gonna be so much easier when multiplayer's here, man. Good old paying for it, you know it, baby, aka loans, but just restructured in a new way so that they're more marketable. Okay, screenshot. This will be good for stream thumbnails. Then we can go over here. Grab 2 from here. Bam. Track work looks real nice. Thank you. I've had some time to practice with, like, other CAD softwares, you know? AnyRail, for instance. AnyRail has been a blessing in helping me figure out how to make this stuff look good. Because I only started playing, like, 3 days ago. Just a smidgen finished, just a little bit. Having fun with rolling line so far, Mudge? Oh, I didn't even throw this switch, oops. Figure out how to raise up the track. So the way that you get gradients it should tell you in the lower left-hand corner. But the technique is, hold on, I gotta focus. My brain power is so close to getting this train ready to go. So the technique is you take a piece of track. Let's do that real quick. Set it down, and then you take another piece of track and you use the scroll wheel, and that'll help you to adjust the gradients. Can you edit it after? Kind of. You kind of have to restart, though, if you want to edit it after. And you can always just use the... Wonder how hard the trackling would be in VR. I tried it when I first played this game back in May. There's a reason I only got 24 minutes of playtime before I threw in the towel. Oh, okay, right. Oops. Track snaps together, so it's not actually that bad, if I recall correctly. I've had some trouble getting the track to line up again when you have multiple pieces, bridging a small gap once you have to break open a gradient. But yeah, generally it's not that bad. VR is great for driving and exploring, but not building. Aside from the fact that my VR headset gives me less than 1 pixel per, like, millimeter. Or more than 1 pixel. More or less? I don't know. My thing is terrible. I need a new VR headset if I actually want to play this game in VR at some point. There's a gap fill track. Yes, the gap fill track helps a lot. It's how I've been able to make these gradual curves work so well. The gap fill track is your friend. I forgot what the tool is, but you can unlock the track so you can edit it after it gets unlocked by a reload. The unlock tool, there is over here, there is edit all track, all details, all terrain, blah, blah, blah. But you can also use this tool and point this at a segment of track that you want to edit, and then it will only unlock this sort of section of track so you can mess with it at any given time. Very, very useful to have. Aside from when you're running trains over that portion of track, apparently. When you hit apply, all changes and all is well with the world. God, I love this railroad. I know this has been, like... I know this is barely around right now or whatever. Multiplayer is not here. I can't use it at its fullest potential. It's not decorated, but... Man. I don't know. This railroad's pretty. Love the way it runs. Side of a former 15-inch gauge railway is for sale an hour away from me. I need to buy it, but I don't have the funds. It's $2 million! If you had the funds for that, I'd ask... Like, I'd say, hey, why haven't you supported the channel yet? That's a lot of money. So it looks like it would be fun to operate when multiplayer comes out. That's kind of the hope. Because, like, for a while now, I've been doing live streams of, like, Railroads Online, Railroad, or having it so that channel supporters can join. And come run trains, right? One of the biggest problems, however, with those other games is scalability. When you have more people to run trains, you know, you want more trains to run, but because those games have objective-based operations, it makes it a lot harder to actually keep things reasonable, if that makes sense. Oh, that... God dang it. But on a layout like this, you can have 2 trains running at once and it'll still be fun to operate. Like, there's just enough operations to keep things engaging, and yet at the same time, operations are sparse enough that on a slow day it'll still be fun to do, you know? With this, you can just remove trains if there is a sudden decrease in player count. Exactly! And you can add trains if there's a sudden increase. You can have somebody dedicated running the helper service or whatever. Actually, you can't have somebody running the helper service dedicated, can you? Because the helpers immediately latch on to other locomotives, huh? Ah, well. Alright, Goob. Oh no, Sid. Wrong everything. Let's bring up number 17 from her track down there. Send her to the middle track, and then we'll have the Goob help her with switching out the area. Along with making different rooms, which could unlock, depending upon player count, like, say, a long, wide open run track section. That would be cool if that was a thing. I know there's somebody in our community, at least 1 or 2 people, who have early access to the multiplayer, so you could ask them if that's a thing. I wouldn't hold my breath, but that would be awesome. That'd be so good. Rolling Line is really a one-of-a-kind game. When multiplayer comes out, it'll really be in a league of its own. Yeah, like, the only other thing I can think that compares is Train Player, and Train Player doesn't really compare to this, if I'm being honest. You need to have a software like AnyRail for it to compare, and even then, it won't exactly work. It's still just top-down running trains in circles. And the nice thing is, this game is not very visually intensive, you know? Like, sure, it's 3D, sure, it's designed for VR, but it doesn't take a lot of graphics. I mean, Rolling Line is already in its own league, but multiplayer... Yeah, multiplayer is going to make it so good. I know you can't really build maps together, but the ability to run with your friends... Like, on Tuesday... I mentioned this a couple of times in the last stream. On Tuesday, I had a friend pop by, or was it Monday? It was Monday. I had a friend pop by. We went down to my father's layout, and she just ran trains in circles. And I ran trains in circles. And I have to say, there's just something so fun about doing that. Just being, like, model railroading is a very social hobby, right? Especially in the kind of communities that we have. And this... Oops, hold on. That passenger train overshot a little bit. This is like prime time... a prime way to bring that hobby together for an online space like ours, right? Because you're still kind of modeling, you're still very much railroading, and you get to be able to have the interaction and engagement of working together with people, right? Or even just goof off. Exactly, goof off sending your engines to the moon. Like, there's a reason people really liked playing railroads online, you know? There's a reason people loved that game, even as people were rambling about its flaws and complaining about it left and right. There's just something special about being able to have fun with your friends. I already found RL to stand where few games do because of its free play nature. No other games let you really build a layout and show cars without any scripting or SDKs. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can do it in other games, but like there's so many extra layers of added incentive, you know? And I think those added incentives are good. Don't get me wrong. Like, let's face it, people like myself, people on the spectrum can sometimes struggle with finding goals and meaning in said goals, you know? But it's also nice just to have something where you get to do what you want to do, no questions asked. Gotta go already? Good luck, Godspeed, Crypto, and if you die, I will not be hosting your funeral this time. It's on you. I'm in the multiplayer beta, and I can attest it generally feels like model railroading online. I know, right? I've seen photos. I've had some people come and talk about the beta a little bit who are also in it. It's a special experience that you cannot explain fully until you have experienced it yourself. You know, you cannot understand fully. Goals just feel like walls built to increase playtime for everyone, but those who enjoy the game. In a way, goals are what define many games too, though, you know? Like, think about it. Would Geometry Dash be fun if literally all it was... God, could you imagine Geometry Dash just make things to the music? Okay, well, you don't die or anything if you hit a spike, you just keep playing, you just keep going. You don't beat the level, you just... eternal. That sounds more like a gimmick, right? I'm of the opinion that model railroading is requisitely a social activity and cannot be sustainably done alone. I very much agree. And I think that's the reason that Railroader was so appealing in a way, because it wasn't really model railroading so much as it is a game about railroad operations. Now, don't get me wrong, that is sort of a subset of model railroading. But all things considered, it was more focused in on being a game in a way, right? God, I don't know. I'm stumbling over my thoughts and my words right now. Socialization can be even just be emailing back and forth. It's about being part of a community. Exactly. That's why we do the showcases. That's why we have that's why we have the Discord. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna delete all of these cars real quick, and then I'm just going to spawn in new ones that actually have... actually have stuff in them. If it works, it works, okay? 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8. And for these cars down here, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There were supposed to be 16 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a satisfying noise. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was a less satisfying noise. I don't know what happened. Aha! I pushed it a little bit too far. Oops. Model railroading, like many popular hobbies, do work well on a big community scale, especially on using your skills and knowing how to help others in the craft areas on areas they don't understand or find difficult. Exactly. We humans, we are just social, right? As a society, we are social. Fuck. I just knocked over a plushie. No. Cammy, did I mention that I got a fox plushie yesterday? I did? Good. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. It's the Minecraft thing to me. You can build a house in single player, all well and good, but the fun is seeing what people around you are building and sharing tips. Exactly! Games focused this hard on creative expression ride or die on stuff like this. I just realized I probably screwed this up a little bit, huh? It's like how I start 50 different rarity saves because we're in a lot. Exactly, exactly. Like exactly. There's not much I can really say otherwise. Push left, hit brakes, close menu. Runner up. That's why I like live streaming, you know? Because I get to play in these single-player experiences. I get to augment them by including socialization in the experience. And it's why I can't wait for this game to actually get multiplayer, because goodness, this is going to be a blast. Oh shit, wait a minute. You, sir, You are the mixed freight, and I need to do things with you still. Do you have a Thomas one? Because I want you to spawn it in. I do not, and I would not spawn it in even if I did. Okay, 3, bring her to a halt. 17, bring her to a halt. You can spin around on the turntable. Okay, switch is set. And let's go ahead... let's push left. Can't read chat. What the? Once I get the terrain modeled out, would you think of adding some set dressing by the turntable of where the sheds were originally going to be placed? Yeah, probably. No reason not to. Like, terrain first, work out the kinks in that, and then we'll be able to add town scenes to most of the layout. Oops. Overshot again. I guess this isn't relevant to Data V. There are many high-quality Thomas mods. Oh, really? Most of them don't have faces and are instead rendered as normal terrains, but I think there are a few with the faces. I could see why having the faces might be a little bit of a legal headache. But also, I'm not surprised. It's a modding community. Of course there's going to be Thomas. Hopefully Rolling Lines multiplayer allows building to be done in said mode. I have bad news. I already know that's not the case. If you want to do multiple person map building, you're basically going to have to do relay. You're going to have to check it out like a library book or something. Not the case yet. Well, yeah, that's kind of important, though, because multiplayer is coming out in like 2 weeks or whatnot. It's what most people's first experiences are going to be with it. Dag nabbit. I mean, to be fair, it's probably not the easiest when you have like one person building the game to make it so that multiple people can build layers upon layers over each other, right? Goal right now is just to get multiplayer working. Exactly. And maybe in the future they will. Just it's not in the scope for the next update. Oh my god, the train overshot again. How many times is that train going to overshoot, man? Yeah, don't hit the ground running, you gotta crawl before you can walk and run. Exactly, like with the shop that we're planning on setting up for selling some 3D printed ON30 stuff. We were originally going to do 3D printed FN3. We've realized we need to scale it back a little bit to make it more financially viable in its early stages. The multiplayer building isn't the thing that's coming. You can do save splitting and recombine it when everyone's ready. How hard is that to do? Ham and eggs. How difficult is it to set up save splitting like that? And recombine consistently-ish? To do safe splitting, you'd have to keep track of everybody's work manually so you don't have people's things clipping into each other. So basically, would you have to have like let's say 5 sections, and if somebody updates section 4, you then have to take the other versions of sections 1, 2, 3, and 5 and manually combine those with the new version of 4 instead of just adding it to the map. I forget what the menu is exactly, but oh, you place transparent boxes around for each part. Apply it, and it'll generate, okay, different save files of each area. That's cool. That's good to know. That's good to know. It's like building a modular layout. True. Gauge included some mechanism for adding files together. Nice. Yeah, let me start taking notes, because I have a mild suspicion I might send this layout off to some people to help with the building a little bit. Okay, this is 17, right? That's 17. I volunteer for buildings. I need to flex my architectural muscles again. Good, because I don't know how to do buildings very well yet. Admittedly, I could probably spend some time learning, but also I can get more people involved. I can make this a social experience. Okay, let's get you moving, uncoupled. And that train's good to go. You are 16. Yes, you are. Why is the train doing this? I know exactly why it's doing this, but come on, man. Oh my god, look at the trucks on this poor flat car. I'm just splitting this up manually and redoing it. Oop, that's the wrong engine. It'd be cool to see a part of the layout and say, hey, I built that. Exactly! Like, imagine if one person did, like, the river scene over here. One person did this upper town that's kind of difficult to work with. One person did the lower one. Somebody focuses in on this bridge scene or something. I guess before I end this stream, I'm going to have to ask you guys how to, I'm going to have to ask... Oh, Jesus, wait a minute. That engine's going down the wrong track. I'm going to have to ask how to export the track as, like, a map that I can build terrain for. Because maybe tonight I need to learn a little bit of Blender. Uh-oh, playing the toy train game? Yes, I am! With multiplayer coming, I really want to build a layout for operations. That's what I've been doing. This layout, I think this layout is going to be perfect for multiplayer streams. It's in the mods drawer, page 3. Okay, let me... 2, 3... 4. It looks like it's 4. Ah! Export track, export all. This looks appropriate. Do you know where rolling lines store stuff like this? No, but I assume it won't be too hard to find the file path for it. I've done a lot of file path stuff for games over the years, but if you guys want to send that in the Discord and like general or off topic or something, just so I can know for the future, that would be appreciated. Kind of want to make a 15 scale mile long map. You can make fairly big layouts. Fair enough, fair enough. Personally, I kind of like the small layouts with slower trains, simply because you're able to keep track of where everybody is a little bit better. Like, I can basically go in the corner over here and I can see the entire layout, right? Like, it's a little bit awkward, but I can keep track of everything that's going on, everything everyone's doing reasonably well. Because it's all compacted down into this sort of general shape. Also, it's kind of fun to work within the confines of a quote-unquote room and try and see what you can do while still making it fairly comfortable. Okay, so... drop off... That's from up there... I think we might have just taken 3 flat cars for nothing. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. We didn't. Right. 16. Could also do time lapse of trains in the corner. Exactly. I think a fun operations map would be recreating the Strasbourg. I think a fun single-player operations map that I would love to do sometime is the Lapeer Industrial Railway. Imagine a 1.5 mile long industrial spur made out of old New York Central Main Line. Complete tangent. I have the Paper Mario Color Splash battle theme stuck in my head. Help. Color Splash, while yes, was a dumb card, Paper Mario... Sorry, that sentence feels a little out of order to me. But yes, it was not as bad as Sticker Star. It doesn't mean it was good, but... there were definitely some things they got way better than Sticker Star. After all, they had a train in the game, and come on. We're a train community. 10 out of 10. Rolling line really needs a way to have a basic industry system. Basically, I'm just doing waybills in Excel. Like, that's all I've been doing for running this railroad. It's not as though game devs are meant to learn or the profits get eaten into, right? Sad thing is, a lot of game devs I see just don't seem to put two and two together when they do something stupid and their game does poorly because of it. Oh wait, I hit the wrong engine. Oops. My brain just randomly brought up the nerd incident? What, like Willy Wonka's Nerds or whatever it is? I did not mean to couple up these two engines. Nerds as a candy. I kind of like those a lot. Those are good. I don't think that's what you're thinking of, but I can't think of anything else. Your nerd incident? Oh, you mean the one where somebody paid me to add the nerd emoji to my PNG tuber? Ah, yes. Been a hot minute. And you forgot about it. Look, there's only so many things my brain can keep track of, okay? I'm trying to juggle 4 trains at once. Alright, we're putting away the past. His money was well spent. It was. That did make an iconic channel moment that unfortunately has slipped my mind at least once. It's the wrong track. Another project I'm working on is actually the Saluda grade. If only we had physics like in railroaders, so that we actually had to have like 17 locomotives per train. Because, like, I've been trying to simulate helper services on this railroad, and I think that's been fun, I think that's been worthwhile, but also, it's kind of hard to do without actually being required in a way, you know? Not impossible, but... I was so focused on this switch being wrong that I forgot to check where this train was. I need to add like a tiny piece of invisible track to make it so I derail less here, man. That's a switch I forgot to throw. Oops. How does a waybill spreadsheet that you mentioned work? I've been tinkering with roster switch list-based ops with Google Sheets. Right now, it's very primitive. It is very much just keep track of where things are. There's not too much to write about it right now. Oops, hold on. If I can get a more refined variant of it up, I'll share it, but it's basically just, is this thing loaded and where is it going to? How about a system? You have a system where before someone climbs up a certain grade, they gotta roughly calculate how heavy the train is, and if it's overweight, they gotta get a helper. That can work. It's just a little bit of trouble because if you're eyeballing the estimates for a grade, you know, somebody's probably going to say, "Oh, I don't need a helper," when they very much do. But then again, just get a good community, right? Get a good group of people who won't be complete dicks about it. I put that there. No, dag game. I'm trying to take a screenshot with a bunch of engines in it. There we go, that's better. Imagine the bush mill in this, switchback, steep zigzags, full forests, 1 in 25 grades, 15-meter radius curves. Isn't that the Australian line? With the, with fairy meat on it? Or am I thinking of something else? Look, we've already established my memory is terrible. Pretty sure Fairy Mead. Oh, is it a Kiwi loco? Oh, okay, okay. May very well be. I just know Fairy Mead is an engine because I love the way she looks. I was so distracted by the fact that this was splitting up that I didn't notice. One of these days I'll get it right. Alright, send her in to the yard. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is one of those games where you can multi-track drift? Absolutely! Multi-track drifting is very much something I do. Not intentionally, for the court record, but like... I'm just so bad at the game because I'm trying to juggle 4 trains at once that it just happens. I know it's been mentioned before, but how long is the estimate before the update comes out? Before the multiplayer update comes out? POV, an average day on Sodor. basically. That sums up my experience with any train sim. What? Did I not get that over the Switch enough? Fine, game, fine. So one thing I must mention that I rather like. One thing I do rather enjoy about this is the sort of pseudo slip switch functionality, or not slip switch, spring switch. I like how you can run through a switch. You can just have a switch permanently set one way. Like, I'm sure on larger, more complex layouts, like if somebody what was the one pass to hatch the pass with to hatch a P loop on it? That would be perfect for a feature like this. Gage hasn't been specific about a release date. He tends to be very when it's ready, but he's expecting sometime before Christmas time. Okay, roger that. Oh, are those happening because I got brakes on one of these cars? Is that why the noise is happening? It would explain it. Thank God we don't have to do car maintenance, huh? Just came back from Hobby Lobby because I had to buy supplies for another layout. I have a problem and her name is Model Rarity. It's not a problem, my friend. It's an addiction. Addictions don't necessarily have to be problems. Alright, we're gonna get this train down to the main yard over in whatever the hell this town is supposed to be. I don't know what the name of this town is gonna be yet. We're gonna get this train to the main interchange yard, and I think we'll call the stream there for the day. So I can focus on dinner. Tell that to the meth head. Don't worry, I did. Why do you think he's still around? Name the town after another fruit. Like lemon. We'll name this lime. I could name this Dusk because the railroad is the Dusk in Baxter. We'll name the town Snickerdoodle. You know what? I don't remember what I called this pass. Pale River. Name one of the locals Snickerdoodle. If we want to do Snickerdoodle, we'd have to get like a good model of her in a game, you know? I do have the diagrams for Snickerdoodle. I do have diagrams for a 1012D. So we could. It's totally possible. My phone just fell on the floor. Great. Thanks, world. This is one nice freight contest. It is. Would be nice if it had, like... I'd love to have, like, a reefer or a stock car in game, but, hey, maybe more reason for me to get into 3D modeling, huh? Post-stream Blender practice. Back. Hi, back. I'm Dad. What did I miss? Not a ton. Just getting the last train back to the main town, and then I'm gonna call it quits for the stream. So I can practice doing terrain gen in Blender. Now the ultimate question, can Blender do 3D modeling? Or sorry, 3D printing, 3D printing. Wait a minute. Can Blender do 3D modeling? Yeah, I sure hope it does. I'd be concerned if it can't. It can sorta. Hey, sorta counts. Sorta counts. Well, here we are, chat. Can't really. Oh, you can't get measurements done in it. Ah, whatever. I forgot that? Great. Alanya has seen better days, huh? Is her... Why can't I... Hello? That's weird. Okay, bring her 10 out of 10. Look, I am very talented streamer person, okay? I know how to do the smart, I know how to... But it doesn't mean I'm going to be able to. When I did it, I made any measured out parts in Fusion, then I imported it into Blender for the detailed parts. Okay. Would it be possible to do vice versa? Do the detailed parts in Blender and then try to get them everything into Fusion or whatever? There's switchboards so you can add. Oh, I know. Does that mean I'd remember to switch them though? Considering my track record, do you really think I'd do that? Could scale it in the true enough. Scale it in the required slicers. All right. That, I think, is where we'll call it for the day. That looks good, right? Looks reasonable. We need an RL stupid mode as the trains points icon. True streamer mode. Specifically just for me. All right. I think we're good. I'm going to go export this and try messing around in Blender, and I will see you all, whenever the next stream is. That might be tomorrow. It might be in a week. We'll see. We'll see. I do have to work on the layout. I do have to work on the ON30 project this weekend. So maybe it'll be a bit. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a good day, and I shall see you all eventually.